How rude. Hello. See, there's a reason why I put that. There's a reason I put that that emote in there. Oh my god. Alright. Fixed. It didn't like my mic for some reason. Heck you, OBS. Yeah, it's been a while since we've been here. Hi everybody. I was just talking on mute again because I've been doing that a lot. I'm sorry. I've been busy at work and addicted to Star Citizen, so yeah, it's been a problem. One that I'm proud of, though, so too bad. I'll try to stream sometime. Star Citizen, that is. I'll be on tomorrow. I'm gonna make myself stream tomorrow. But in the meantime, it's Star Trek night, everybody. I hope everyone's excited to find out what happened to our intrepid crew. Last we left off, our crew had survived their interrogations, somehow not being executed or otherwise. The stream's just technical difficulties that haven't happened. OMG, it's so true. But now, the Danielson will be rebuilt. But what of its crew and what of its mission and the plots behind them? So, I'd like to give hope everyone will have a warm welcome. We'll have a bunch of new things. Oh, snap. No, thanks, man. Hold on, let me just... Yeah, so... Brenda old... It's a thing. I got no addicted to Star Citizen and I don't feel bad about it. Dude, aren't you streaming? What are you doing here? Go stream, it's fine. Anyway, intro time. Hello, hello, one more time. Once.
Are we good to go?
I hear Brian.
Can you hear me and anyone else?
Yes.
Yep, you're coming through Aether.
I can hear
Oh
you.
my
Yep, I
god!
can hear you.
Alright. And now, take it away, OMG, our amazing Game Master.
Let's not talk me up. I like expectations to be low. All right, here we go. We're
let me
back.
talk you down.
USS Danielson, under promise, under deliver.
We are back in that interrogation room. Syrrick eyed her with more suspicion than Deveros thought possible of a Vulcan. So, Anaphis did not put you in charge. Instead, he assigned control of the ship to a lower-ranked subordinate. I wasn't on the bridge. I was in the shuttle bay preparing for the repair, she answered. Yes, he said with his normal icy tone. To repair the ship occupied by terrorists. Cynthia felt herself perspire. Wait, we were hostages. If I hadn't, we would have all died. Indeed, Syrrick was unfazed. Because you had no knowledge of Anaphis's plans? Cynthia was trying, but failing to keep her cool. Of course not. Or his temporal cloning ability, Syrrick continued. No. This is not your first posting with Anaphis, correct? Syrrick's eyebrow raised, and Cynthia heard her own voice in her head. Now, from back at the bar with Enzo, they will want someone to pay for this. We are going to pay for this. Look, I knew him. I served with him. I thought he was a cool guy, but I had no idea he was a one-man killer cult. I'm just trying to finish my tour, and then she was working up to something, but a raised hand from Syrrick cut her off. I cannot imagine you will be receiving an honorable discharge, retirement, or for that matter, avoiding prison altogether, but that will be for a tribunal to decide. Cynthia's eyes went wide. What? I had nothing to do with any of this. I find it fascinating that you expect me to believe that, Syrrick began matter-of-factly, as if not speaking about a woman's life. You were the only person on the ship that had any previous friendship with Anaphis. You were specifically not put in command, instead sent to oversee the repair of the Valor before being the sole reason the Danielson was delayed. Thankfully, not long enough to stop the witnesses. Cynthia felt the desperation. Look, I wasn't, just please don't do this. I don't even want to be here. I just want to be done. You just, Syrrick flipped the folder closed to end the conversation. This is done. You are relieved of duty and remanded to this station until a tribunal can be conferred to decide whether to press charges. I trust you can see yourself out. Cynthia, shocked and covered in sweat, had to smile. It wasn't the crew of the Danielson that was going to pay for this. It was just her. Welcome to episode... I'm on the wrong page. Okay. Welcome to episode 6 of Star Trek Axiom. So here we go. Good to have you guys all back. I do want to just give a quick disclaimer before I get really into this to the audience. I've been having some weird throat issues lately. I've got Coke and cough drops here, but if I cough or I sound weird, I apologize ahead of time. Don't want to take from anybody's viewing pleasure. We're going to start with Tobin. So for everybody's point of view, for the next, I'm going to say the next day or two, you don't really get to talk to each other much, mainly because it's just in and out of the interrogation room. I'm very busy on the station. We're going to get to everybody's stuff, but before we do that, the interrogations, not the interrogations, I don't know, the investigations have kind of concluded. You've been hearing that the Danielson is being repaired, but nobody has told you what your marching orders are yet, whether you're going to be on the same ship, whether you guys are going to be together, what your posting is going to be now that your captain, went psycho and tried to destroy everything. But nonetheless, everything seems to be wrapping up. Tobin, you receive a call on your communicator to come to, we're going to say, observation deck 6AB, whatever.
Acknowledged?
Syrrick wants to meet you there personally.
That's strongly concerning.
Please step into this airlock.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I need you to check the hinges.
yeah, right.
Check the self-stealing stem bolts.
Yeah, we're installing all new screen doors. It's great. Yeah, Tobin's going to turn my dice on head. Okay. Is that better?
You're gonna go.
Yeah. Sweat a little bit, noticing that there's nobody else around, and you
guys have been like ships in the night. I mean, It's been a very busy it's been a very busy 48 hours. You guys have been in and out of interrogation rooms. You've met up with each other a couple of times, obviously, but all in all, you're like ships in the night, just because of all the chaos that's been going on.
Yeah.
You know for a fact that Enzo has been doing some more training simulations with the security people from the Danielson in case you continue to be assigned there. but other than that, you haven't really seen him. And of course, your bar situation with Narc and Billy Backwater. So who knows what Narc's doing right now? Just running around being crazy. And Billy Backwater, who knows? But you guys, for most parts, have been like ships in the night. You haven't really met each other. But yeah, Syrrick wants to meet you on observation deck A Alpha B. It's going to be a different number every time.
Every time. It's
every time.
I was pretty sure that everything had gone fine, but there's always another shoe to drop. Well, I just got this communicator too. All right, let's see. Let's see what the Admiral needs.
All right. You head up to the observation deck, and it's a completely different situation this time. The last time you met with him was the interrogation room. It was very matter of fact. You almost kind of felt like you were being accused of things. But this time when you enter the observation, and then there was the weird Klingon captain behind him that seemed ready to murder you for no reason. But this time you head into the observation deck. It's just Syrrick. He's cleared the observation deck except for the two of you. He turns when you enter and he goes, lol, please come in, have a seat.
Admiral? Sure.
I hope you don't mind the less formal. I hope you don't mind the less formal location, but I felt that we should talk about what I'm going to talk to you about in a more relaxed position.
Sure, that's I'm happy to be anywhere other than sitting around the station for now. What can I do for you?
All right, you sit down. He actually asked you if you would like a drink. He walks over to the replicator. Would you like a drink? Yeah, Syrrick is an icy beast, to say the least, from what you've seen of him as a Vulcan, but you definitely get a different vibe from this situation. The first vibe, obviously, you felt interrogated. This time, you kind of feel like you're the guest of honor as much as you can with Syrrick around, which is a very, like I said, very icy Vulcan sort of situation, but he definitely seems much more welcoming.
There's a very fine line between guest of honor and main course.
Maybe. I mean, do you want a drink? You can't replicate poison into it.
It's
what's his computer skill?
Yep. What is this?
What if he just looked at the machine and was just like, tea, Earl Grey, strychnine. I'm sorry, what was that last part?
Yeah, or that, or is this like Sims Star Trek? Anything less than a perfect computer skill, you have a risk of destroying the warp core. I just wanted coffee. No, I'm thank you.
Okay, now who's giving you ideas?
I'm trying to.
It's gonna be an episode.
I'm holding back a little bit.
I just wanted coffee. Okay, no problem. He sits down with you and he goes, I'm here to congratulate you, Tobin. But first, I'm here to commend you. I have examined all of the information given to me during this Cascade situation. Everything from the mission, everything that Anaphis did, and everything you and the crew did to prevent what could have been an utter disaster. And you prevented it with a ship that was less than adequate. That is why I have not told the rest of the crew yet, but for the most part, they all getting promotions.
Tobin usually has a pretty good, not a cold poker face, but a hard to read presence, but he was not expecting this.
Yes. Kill him with kindness, never more literal. He continues. He goes, but there's a reason I'm meeting with you personally. I am actually giving you 2 promotions. You will be promoted not just to lieutenant from lieutenant junior grade. You will be promoted to lieutenant commander. Do you know the reason that I am doing this?
Tobin is trying to stand through his making thing. Going to run with a little bit of pride through nervousness. And maybe a little bit of ego showing through. Admiral, I can't thank you enough for
Syrrick raises his hand. You do not need to thank me. Your actions more than warranted this promotion. It also more than warrants what I am about to do, and that is I am giving you full command of the Danielson. You will be the acting captain of that particular ship from this day forward.
Tobin is stunned. Thank you, Admiral. Wait.
Of course.
What did you say?
I said you will be acting captain of the ship, the Danielson. We are repairing the USS Danielson. You see, it's going to have a very special assignment and mission going forward. I'd like to fill you in on that, but I know that certain emotional life forms enjoy celebration after such a promotion or accomplishment. If you would like to celebrate, I'm giving you a moment to relish it.
Tobin is somewhat regretting not taking that drink. Of course, Admiral. I am. Honestly, he's previous lives are going to get the better of him, and he starts to stand and catches himself, and this apologies, Admiral. Something came over me. I would be honored to speak to the crew about this. Wait, and you said the ship was being rebuilt as well?
Yes. I will be... I hope with your okay, I will be giving a personal announcement to the entire crew once the Danielson is repaired before the mission. And I will, of course, inform them all that I have placed you in command. I also want to inform them of your mission, but I want to tell you about it first. You see, with the Accords put into place, we now have free reign to travel through Romulan space. We have already, because in suspecting that the Accords would be finalized, we had already entered into an agreement with the Romulans to begin to build a space station in the Beta Quadrant on the just over the Romulan side of space, so that we can begin to explore that quadrant of space. This particular space station is called the Frontier 1 or F1. The Danielson will be assigned to the F1 as a tow ship. You will go there in order to potentially bring other ships back, service dead ships. Your normal, already scheduled mission statement of the Danielson, but we need maintenance crews out there just as much as we need explorer class vessels. You have already proved that as a maintenance crew, as this kind of ship, you've gone above and beyond, and we need people who are willing to go above and beyond in a normal capacity in order to service these ships. The things that you will encounter out there, even as a repair / tow ship, will be unknown. Above average mission, above average maintenance ship.
Appreciated. Well, sir, there are plenty of other more modern ships in service that might be better suited for such a role.
Yes, without a doubt, there are definitely ships factually better suited for this than the Danielson. In fact, statistically on paper, most of the ships currently commissioned in the Federation are better suited for this job than the Danielson. However, after the Danielson served such a great part of saving the Syrrick Accords, after your honorable deeds during the Cascade event in bringing the witness to justice, I believe the Danielson in a lot of ways is a symbol of hope. Not to mention a symbol of hope, but a flag bearer to other maintenance ships that are more advanced. You did more than they could with this ship. I feel that it would be a strategic mistake to decommission the Danielson at this pivotal stage in our exploration of the Beta Quadrant. Do you disagree?
No, sir. This is a great... As your analysis is most thorough, I see.
I am glad to hear it. Captain, I do have one other thing to say. Tomorrow, in 2 days' time, I believe we should announce to the crew not only your command, but the mission of the Danielson going forward. But tomorrow, if you don't mind, at 0100 hours, I would like you to meet with the new crew. If you don't mind, I know that usually the captain has control over the personnel slated under them. And while that, let me take that back. I know that the captain has usually the say over the personnel slated under him. In this particular situation, and with the expediency in which you are headed into the zone, I would ask a personal favor that the 2 members of your crew that need to be replaced, of course, yourself and, well, Chief Engineer Cynthia Deveros will not be joining.
Admiral, was there a... is she getting that, the retirement she was looking for, Admiral?
Most certainly not. In fact, I suspect she had dealings with Anaphyspheron and was in on the entire ordeal, though I have as yet been unable to prove it in any way that is not circumstantial. Nonetheless, she cannot be trusted on your ship and possibly cannot be trusted as a member of the Federation. But that is for that is for a tribunal to decide.
Of course, Admiral.
She has been remanded to the custody of the station. She is not in prison, but she cannot leave. I trust that you will stay relatively clear of her, especially given your new ascendancy.
Aye, sir.
As for the replacements, I have found an engineer befitting of the Danielson named Edward Teach. And I have also found a brilliant person to replace you on primary cons. Of course, Steven Tinkers will be staying on with you. I interviewed him personally and can tell that he is an invaluable member of your crew.
Yes.
Then, of course, the remainder of your crew will also be remaining, and they will also be getting promotions. But tomorrow at 0100 hours, if you don't mind meeting, I have also cleared this observation deck here for you to meet and interview your new staff.
Yes, that's a 100. Absolutely. There will be... I look forward to meeting the new staff.
Do you have any other questions, Lieutenant Commander? Otherwise, I would dismiss you at this time.
Admiral, I have a great many questions, but I think they will need to... I'll need to think on them sometime.
Well, my door is always open to you, Lieutenant Commander. I could not have done what I did without you and your service.
Of course, Admiral, with great. It's been an honor serving.
All right, dismissed. All right.
Oh heck!
Putting the most unqualified people into positions. This is going to end well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy!
Oh man, Sean has a problem with this. I can't imagine why.
Gonna be
Nick takes a drink
and drink. Everybody drink.
Everybody drink. All right, so we switch to finished it off. We switched to Mr. Enzo. You're basically, we just cut into a hollow scene, you taking down like a hollow programmed witness inside the hollow programming of the Danielson. With you are two trainees, well, not trainees, they are now probably going to be lieutenants, but Bobby Fish and Bobby Fish and Adam Cole. So the Danielson wouldn't have a huge crew. It just wouldn't. So really your security personnel was only ever like, I'm going to say there would be 6. You, T-Rex. It does, but you, T-Rex, Bobby Fish, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly. Okay? So those were kind of like your security team. Oh, no, wait. No, I think there was one more. No, that's it. So they're with you training with T-Rex. You guys are going through it. This is the second day of training in the Hollow Sims. This is also the second day that Kyle O'Reilly is not there. He is just absent. The first day you kind of chalked it up to probably interrogations because that whole thing was going on and the scheduling was kind of crazy with all that. So you kind of almost were like, all right, he missed it. He's probably in an interrogation room somewhere. This time around, though, there's no reason for it because you know that like this is day 3. Like the interrogations have all like wrapped up. They're giving their findings. You even hear that they're kind of fixing the Danielson, though you don't know why. So like Kyle O'Reilly's absence is very strange, but he is not there. Bobby Fish and Adam Cole are getting much better at what they do. They're both humans. Bobby Fish is an older guy, a little bit stouter and bulky with kind of he has a weird handlebar mustache that nobody ever asks him about. And then the other guy kind of wears a man bun, just clean shaven, another dude. They're both very good fighters. There's not much to them. They go through a couple of steps and then that's slowly wrapping up. You dismiss them towards the end of it. T-Rex hangs around though. She turns around to you and goes, they are getting much better.
Yeah, no, they've really actually picked up a lot recently. I know we weren't ever exactly on the front lines, but I feel like maybe we need to have a slightly more rigorous schedule when we get on duty again.
Yes. Well, I think our the lines that we were on were about as front as they get nowadays.
Yeah, maybe.
Let me ask you something though, Enzo. I'm sorry, would she call you Enzo? She wouldn't call you Enzo. Let me ask you something, Lieutenant. Why haven't they come down on us yet? Like your interrogation, you said they know that you know. Why haven't they come down on us yet? I have been every night I have put the dick tag under my pillow and I have held it and I have slept with one eye open waiting for the assassins to come, and they never come.
Because they don't know what I've done with the information or what information I have. For all they know, if I fall out of an airlock or something, I might have that key to go public. Just dump the information, the entire cords go south, everybody dies, right? So they don't know what I have or where it is or how much I even know. So for them, they know that I'm a problem, but they don't know how much. And my guess is we are going to be either stuffed somewhere very far away from everybody so that we can't cause any trouble anywhere, or we get put somewhere where, I don't know, accidents happen, right?
She frowns. This whole thing it's too much. It's too much even for a Romulan to deal with. I don't like this.
I don't
all
either.
This cloak and dagger, all these lies.
But I mean, let's face it. If I did dump that information right now, what would happen to the peace accords? Billions of people would die.
As we talked about, I know that you won't do that, but I understand that you can bluff against them. It's still...
But I can't bluff against them forever. And certainly not by myself.
At this point, Lenra finds you guys as you guys are exiting the holodeck, because Lenra specifically wanted to talk to Enzo. T-Rex sees you coming, Lenra, kind of gives you a normal gesture, then turns to you, Enzo, and just goes, I have to go find the Ferengi and repay a debt.
Dismissed. Don't hurt him too bad.
I'll try. And then she walks away.
That's all I can ask.
All right, Lenra, you found Enzo.
Good. Pretty much I'm not in duty dress at this point.
Sure.
Kind of an off duty moment. I give Enzo a look and I go, got a moment?
Sure thing. What's on your mind?
Let's go somewhere else.
Got the whole station anywhere in mind,
Yep.
or you want to go back in the holo suite?
Yeah. I'm gonna go. We're gonna go to probably one of the observation rooms somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. And once we're there, I kind of, I was carrying a case with me, and I pull out. First, I go, "You're still on duty, aren't you?"
For another half an hour or so.
Pulls out a bottle of scotch, 2 glasses.
Or now.
Hey, the Danielson's in the hangar, baby. You already trained the people.
Yeah.
Hey, man. It's 5:30 somewhere, right?
Your captain is dead, floating in space. So what does it matter?
I mean, technically, we're the ranking officers on the ship. So
our former captains are somewhere.
What's on your mind, Lieutenant?
What happened? I don't want to know what happened down there, but I already know from Narc and I already know from Tobin I haven't really got a chance to talk to you yet.
Yeah.
This
I don't,
this whole thing smells sour, doesn't it?
I don't know. That admiral has got me real on edge.
Yeah, me too.
I've never met him before. I'm not sure I was all that up for the blessed by the opportunity, shall we say.
No.
He was asking some really weird questions too.
Yeah, and a lot of protocols broken.
Well, I mean, in fairness, we broke 2 ships.
Unfortunately, given the situation, I think that's what he expected. He just didn't expect one of them to limp back.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't heard anything from him since our interview, shall we say.
Yeah.
You
I've
know,
heard
accords or
rumor
not,
that
I'm not sure why he brought a Klingon captain with him to what I would have assumed was a fairly classified sort of Starfleet.
frankly, if it were done properly, first off, Temporal Division would have been there given the incursions.
Yeah, that's a good point,
Just-
actually.
Yeah, and a few other things would have happened. I got to talk to the captain of the station yet.
Yeah.
Because if the rumor's true and they're rebuilding the Danielson, I wonder if
Yeah, that blows my mind, I'll be honest.
yeah, but I wonder if the Corps of Engineers has been informed. Any ship over 100 years has to go through the modernization program. It's been standard protocol
Well,
since
I mean,
2309, since 2409.
technically, grafting the Centaur into Celzon was the modernization.
Point is, it's a rebuild. They still have to be informed. Admiral's orders or not.
True. I'm just not convinced that. Okay, so rebuilding the Danielson, I could see as a morale booster, right? Look at these guys; they did a great thing, right, on this old jalopy of a ship.
Mm.
I'm concerned about what our assignment is going to be.
It's going to be a backwater. He's going to try to bury it.
No, that's the medicine. That's our medical officer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably true. I don't know. Hell of a way to end a career, I suppose.
Well,
Big damn heroes chucked out in the backyard.
that's the problem. We're not really big damn heroes. Because unfortunately, who really knows about this? Besides the crew and the admiral.
Depends. What are you being a hero for?
I do want to just jump in.
Yeah.
Remember this is a big station, and the station head of this station actually congratulated you guys and thought you guys did a great job. So there are some people.
There are some, but I'm saying more of broader scope outside of this.
I'm not trying to be a shithead. I'm saying just like if you forgot, just
no. I didn't.
It's been 2 weeks. We all are adults with very busy lives. I forget most things.
No.
That's all.
No.
But
no, it's just.
I don't know. There's a lot of interaction with that guy that I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to keep an open mind about our superior officers, but I'm not a fan.
I'm not, to be perfectly honest. I've dealt with a man like him before, and it did not go well.
Yeah. Well, we've got probably at least another couple of weeks before the Danielson's ready. Took a lot of structural damage.
Well,
so unless they're wholesale swapping out sections of the ship, I'm not sure there's much to do about it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with the ship. But, like I said, it's just what it is in some ways. Other thing is, take a bit of a break. Not much of one. You're pushing yourself.
I'm not pushing myself. Just working, man.
Yeah. I noticed. And I kind of just pat you on the shoulder and kind of head out.
All right.
Lieutenant.
All right, I'm going to cut that scene.
I just needed minor confirmation of certain
No.
things. So.
No, role-playing scenes are great. We're going to cut that scene. We're going to head over to Narc. Narc, you are hiding in your room right now because they won't let you near the Hollow Suites right now because every time you go there, you seem to reprogram them. When you get... When you do not get a communique at your door, you get a pound at your door. Boom, boom, boom.
So first off, what are the quarters set up like on this station? Do we have individual quarters or do we have
Yes.
like a group dormitory?
No, you guys were command officers of Danielson. You have individual quarters. They are small, and there's like a shared bathroom at the end of the hall, but like you have like it's like your own dorm, I guess would be the best way to describe it. But you're privately in a room by yourself. So you have a computer, you have a bed, but it's just a very small cylindrical room.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
boom, boom, boom.
Enter.
The door opens and T-Rex is standing there looking as scary as always. Ferengi.
I am. Is that okay?
Yes, come with me.
Now?
Yes, now.
Just me? And just
yes,
you?
Just you. Right now. Don't ask another question. Don't make me get angry right now. I'm trying to help you. Just
You're not
follow.
angry already? That wasn't a question. It was a statement. I'm just following now.
Okay. She leads you back to the Hollow Suites. And then do you ask her any questions while you go there?
Nope.
But
That has never happened in the history
before I go,
of his life.
before we leave the room, I just grab like my tricorder and stuff, and then we
like
set out.
4 phasers just in case.
No, just like a tricorder, medical tricorder, some
Okay.
random science fanny pack. I don't know.
All right. Okay, you're silent the whole way there, and that, for some reason, that feels appreciated. Like you've never been silent around her, so like that feels appreciate. I don't think you've ever been silent around anybody, but that is very appreciated by her. To the point where she actually looks back like 3 or 4 times in the short walk to the Hollow Suites, almost to make sure you're still there, like you haven't like run off and she has to like chase you down or something. But when you're there, she kind of like nods and keeps going. She goes to Hollow Suite. She goes, fucking Klingon names. Hold on a second. I need to just give me 1 sec. Just 1 sec. 1 sec, everybody. 1 sec.
And now we celebrate the holiday of Tupac Shakur.
Yeah, there it is. There's. Okay, all right. I had it and then I forgot the pronunciation of it. So she goes to the Hollow Suite and she goes, computer, start program Mokbara 1. Computer does a little doodly-doo, and then the Hollow Suite opens. And basically it's just like a large open field. It's mist covered with some trees around it. She goes, come with me, and walks in. Do you follow?
Yes, and before I go into the holodeck, I tap my comm badge and activate my behavioral analysis body language subroutine.
Okay. All right. What are you looking for?
It just dictates. It's just like a normal. It's just a subroutine on the regular universal translator.
Okay.
So instead of it translating just audio, it just picks up and translates body language and like innuendo, gestures, and stuff like that. It's very imperfect because Narc built it himself at the academy.
Nice.
But
I remember this from your backstory.
Yeah, and so instead of it like being like loud audio that everybody can hear, it's just like sub audio that's going into his that he can hear because he's a Ferengi.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you follow her in. You activate this subroutine.
Before I follow her in, I activate the subroutine to see. I can't ask her if she thinks she wants to eat me or dismember me. So I'm just turning this on since I can't ask her directly to see if her body language seems to indicate that she wants to eat me.
There is no way for you without this device to know, but the body language actually indicates a weird level of kind of gratitude / nervousness, which you weren't expecting.
I'm totally comfortable with that. I'll follow her right in. It's like, buddy, it's like, oh, you smell like fear. That's like how I smell. Yeah, let's do this.
Exactly, which you weren't expecting. And you definitely wouldn't get that if you weren't using this contraption. But like with the contraption, it just kind of gives off like she's a little nervous about what she's about to do here. So you follow her in. I don't want to see what the chat is saying about this situation right now. You follow her in. She turns around and she goes, you see, she's kind of like trying to find her words. And now the contraption in your ear actually is basically like telling you, like, it's a little bit easier now, but she's nervous. She feels gratitude towards you and she's not sure how to show emotions. And that's definitely what you're seeing put through. She finally, Ferengi, no, Narc, this is not easy for me. I just want you to know that. But that planet, what we had to do on Cascade, at first I found you a nuisance. In fact, I found you in the way and I found you a liability, something that would definitely get me killed in the field of battle, something that should not have been there. But I am positive I would be court-martialed right now if you had not acted quickly to save Commander Green and keep her alive. There was also plenty of times on the planet that if you had not been there, do not take it as an insult that I feel shame for this. But I would be dead if it weren't for you.
I accept the blame.
Okay, I got to recollect after that one. Okay. She goes, no, listen. I have been trying to think of a way to repay you, especially with other information I have received. I don't know how much time I may or may not have, especially given the situation we are in. And with that said, I was not sure how to repay you, and then I realized
Latinum is an effective form of payment.
No, I am not paying you Latinum.
That's fine. Latinum is also. Oh wait, we went over that.
You are frail and weak and small, and
you are observant.
No one takes you seriously. No one. That being said, I can show you how to not be as frail and weak in the situation, and to at least defend yourself. And possibly, I have noticed your neuroses. I believe that this comes from a lack of ability to defend yourself, and I believe that if you allow me to show you Mokbara, it will possibly give you more confidence in these situations and help you with the numerous mental issues that I have heard that you suffer
from. It's very kind of you to offer your Mokbaras as a form of payment. However, it sounds sort of personal, and I'm not sure if we should be exchanging Mokbaras at this point. Maybe we could start with small bars of Latinum to start with, and then maybe we could work our way up to Mokbaras. Also, I don't really have exactly what you would call neuroses. Technically, they've been classified as, well, I guess you're not really interested in that. psychosis. But it's a technicality. And it doesn't bar me from service according to my medical record, which I didn't alter or doctor in any way. I mean, my doctor, I have a doctor. He's a real doctor. I mean, it's a doctor, really. It's doc. It's a real
Stop
name. Doc
talking.
Holodeck? Doc Holodeck?
Stop talking.
Doctor?
First of all, I have no intention of now, nor ever, mating with you. Should you ever misunderstand me, I want you to understand that that is never an option, nor never on the table.
I throw myself onto my knees and just thank you very much. I don't think I would survive the process or the description or the images in my head.
Mokbara is both a way of fighting, a Klingon martial art, and a way to center yourself. Me, I would allow you to better defend yourself and hopefully give you confidence and work through some of the issues that you have. That is what I am offering you. I am offering to teach you Mokbara and to train with you in Mokbara so that you might work through some of these. I find when I have psychoses, the best way to deal with it is to work through it. I offer you the same thing. Work with me through your issues. Possibly you will find some peace in the violence that I offer.
Violence? Peace? Well, Ferengi are actually a warrior species as well, and we have a history of hunting. We hunt tube grubs, and we hunt Dorgal slugs, and we hunt beetles. None of them really move much or put up a fight. But there are techniques with pain whips, which are very painful, and sometimes you get tangled. But will this be on the holodeck?
Yes.
Yes, I could do that. Yeah, that sounds great. My therapy definitely could work if it includes the holodeck at any given moment. So
I cannot promise there will be no pain, but there will be no pain whips. I can also say, no, that's it. That's all she says. Sorry.
So it's going to hurt, and I have a choice, but it's a present, so I can't return it, and it's a form of payment, so I should accept it, and it's more valuable than being crushed or eaten.
No.
It's in the holodeck. I'll do it. It's just holopain, right?
There is the voice in your ear actually says that that she's feels like she's failing right now, and you can see her kind of like look. She kind of scratches her head and looks for words, and she goes, "Look, this you don't have to do this. I know I can have a strong personality. I am working on it, but this is a thing that I am offering to you. If you don't want to do it, it's all right. I won't force you. This is payment for saving my life. But if not, I will find some other way."
Well, considering the unlikelihood that you're going to have any gold plus platinum, and since I've already asked you maybe 4 or 5 times about gold plus platinum, and it doesn't seem like you've got any gold plus platinum in there, I guess maybe I could sell this Mokbara later for some gold plus platinum. Also, knowledge is power. But power is only good if you can generate wealth with it. And so, yes, maybe I could use this at some point to repay myself for, we are going to be on the holodeck. Wait, does this mean that we can use your holodeck time instead of my holodeck time? Because sometimes I maybe run out of holodeck time and run out of other people's holodeck time. And sometimes the holodeck doesn't have enough, So if we're using your holodeck time, I think this is a very good idea. I accept this exchange in barter for your life, my life. Don't take my life in exchange for this. Yes, very good. I like this. This is good. When do we start? Next year? In 2 years? Maybe in 5 years? We could do like a payment plan. I could think about it and you can tell me what it is, and then eventually I will pay you with the actual physical.
Your contraption starts to go off in your ear again, and it basically says again that she feels like she's failing, that she feels like she is not accomplishing her goals. And
I'm gonna just, since I'm already on my legs, on my knees, I'm just gonna bite her on the leg.
Ah! What in God's name was that?
I was attempting to demonstrate my willingness for pain. See, I can inflict pain. It's yeah, this is great. I feel better already.
She goes, all right, stand up, and I will show you some moves. None of them involve your teeth.
None of them?
Maybe one or two.
Oh, okay. But
All
we're
right.
on the holodeck the whole time, right?
Whole time.
Let's
All right.
do this virtual pain stuff.
All right, so she starts to teach you in Mokbara, and that's going to be a thing we'll come back to.
How many crew members are going to be trained in Klingon martial arts who are incapable of really using them?
Oh, right.
Oh.
All right. So we're going to switch off to Tobin. It's 0100 hours next day. You are called to the observation deck. And you get to meet your new recruits. Syrrick is not there. He rented it out for you. He's an admiral. He's got shit to do. But you are in there with the two files on them. Obviously, one file says that you're meeting them. The first one, Eddie Teach, at 15 after. And then the other one says 30 after. So you get 15 minutes with each. And the first one, and both of the files are there, so you have 15 minutes to review them. Would you like to review them? The two files are Edward Teach, who is his rank is important. Who is a specialist, SES, enlisted specialist. I think he's something enlisted. Yeah, he's definitely enlisted. But enlisted specialist Edward Teach. Then the other one is Ensign Ada Green. Which one do you look at first?
It'll be the first one coming in.
All right, Eddie Teach. Okay, Edward Teach is from the colony of Hysperion. I don't know if anybody remembers what that is, but basically he was convicted of piracy by the Federation. Here's the thing, though. He was an engineer. He kind of pled that he had nothing to do with it. And while he went to prison, they ended up using him in this kind of weird prison exchange where he gets to kind of work off his debt to society, basically. So they have put him. So you're getting your first guy you're looking at is a convict. Basically, he gets enlisted he gets basically the dude from the Marquis treatment back on Voyager. As much as I hate
the Tom Paris
treatment, yeah. So he ends up becoming. He's in it. However, most captains get the choice to refuse, and he has been turned away multiple times. But you don't get the right to choose, so you're being stuck with him. But yeah, he's from the Hysperion colony. Since nobody's laughing, I know nobody remembers what that is. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with this.
Oh boy.
I remember basically every colony, space station, starbase.
Have you watched Lower Decks?
Oh, okay. I've only seen a couple episodes.
I've only like an episode in.
All right.
Yeah, this will be fun. I can't wait.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So the Hysperion. Well, you know what? I'll give you a roll since you're researching him right now, and we haven't done any fucking rolls at all. It's been all role playing today.
crazy.
That sweet, sweet role play episode, everybody.
What kind
So
of a
we're
role-playing
gonna
game is this?
Yeah, right. You ever roll dice in a role playing game? How fucking dare you?
Madness.
I'm gonna do reason, and we'll do security.
Okay.
Seems to make sense. And then you just need one success.
Also, Nick, we gotta get you to episode 9.
Cultural studies?
Yeah, cultural studies would definitely work, I think. I don't know what you got that in, but that would help you.
2 successes? Oh, I use my successes here. It's going to be all 20s from now on. Great.
It's a role play episode, guys. So the Hysperian colony is basically this colony. They're humans, but they started a colony, and the entire thing is like a giant Renaissance fair. Like all their ships are like dragon fire engines. They actually have swords and shields, like whole 9 yards.
They call the plasma conduits dragon's blood, and that
dragon's blood. That's right, the dragon fire. Yeah. They're a whole colony of humans that have basically colonized Hysperion, and it's just all like
it's a LARP.
Everything they talk about. It's a LARP.
This never came up in the academy. Tobin has no idea what any of this means.
Okay, all right. Well, that's great because
there's vague similarities in.
I'm glad I didn't get the pictures done
in
yet.
Trill history. He has no idea. Yet this drag it. Okay,
there is a
translate quite
beep.
Right, but okay.
There is a beep at the door. He is here. You say come in?
Yes.
Right.
Enter.
Door opens. In walks in engineering uniform. This guy, he's average size, like 5'10", 5'11". He has a thick black beard down to here, where he has weaving different like braids into it. He has like 6 earrings on this ear, and he is wearing a tri-corner hat. Definitely a tri-corner hat all the way. He comes in and he goes, "Yar, be you Tobin Law?"
Does anybody remember who Edward Teach was now?
I mean, I personally know. But
oh, I'm sorry.
Tobin has no
I
idea.
should be saluting you.
Yeah. Chief, have a seat.
Thank you. He sits down. I'm so happy you be accepting me onto your ship. I didn't think anybody would, and I'd have to go back to the prison. 'Tis a terrible place to let a mind such as mine wallow away, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, yes. I see your record speaks pretty clearly of you. You have quite the engineering experience, I see.
Yes, indeedy. We have very efficient and interesting working ships back on me home at Hysperion. Plus, I did bounce around the galaxy a bit, so I've learned a little bit of this and a little bit of that, of all sorts of engines and engineering. I have a wide berth of knowledge. Be ye wanting to know?
Excellent. What is your experience with name, class, with Miranda ship?
The Miranda ships are a fine vessel, sturdy down to their roots. As far as your ship, the Phillips ship, I have been looking it over since I heard that you were taking me on your vessel, and I am very excited. I love that you are willing to take on such a project and make it look so good in the face of what is sure to be utter failure.
I like I like that you show good. You've taken the steps to look into the ship already. That shows a definite interest. We could certainly use that.
I'd be very excited to get aboard. Very excited indeed. I love the fact that this thing has been built, ground up, piecemeal from other ships. That's my kind of vessel. Sorry, if anybody saw me, I just totally spit my cough drop out by accident because of this voice, so I apologize. If anybody saw it like fly out of my mouth.
I thought you were just LARPing.
It worked. Just run with it.
He's got tobacco just spitting out of his mouth the whole time. I was like, I have to get a pirate on the ship. I don't know how. And then like I remembered the Hysperion from like lower decks. I was like, oh my god, I can actually make a pirate on this ship. I'm so excited right now.
Yeah. Oh,
I
we
think,
need engineers.
I think Mud's Women is like the furthest, like the best representation of this guy that I've got in my head. Where he's got like the factory of like android women, and he's just a complete highwayman the entire time. he basically, his only lines are like, "Arr, where be the women? Your money or your life, Kirk."
Yeah, that's about it.
Yep.
He doesn't have a parrot. I didn't give him a parrot or a peg leg. That would have been too much.
You know, we have plenty of time for him to earn a peg leg.
Yeah, you want to keep it a little more subtle.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, subtle. I gave him a tri-corner hat with subtle. Sure. Okay. Yeah, definitely not beating him over the head with his piracy.
Hey, Bajoran's got the earrings added to like dress code.
Oh yeah.
You know,
he's gonna get real into that. Yeah.
Yep.
Fine earpiece you be wearing. Yeah. He goes, I am looking very forward to serving at you, under you, with you, and with all the crew. I do hope that they're okay with taking orders from a convict like me. I was hoping if you were all right with it, maybe we keep that between us.
Chief, I would how you express yourself to the crew is up to you. We will be getting everyone together for a formal announcement tomorrow.
That'd be fun. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to getting on your ship and getting all up in her good parts. May I be dismissed now, Commander?
Yes, Chief. I look forward to introducing you to the crew tomorrow.
All right. He starts to walk off, then he stops and he goes, I almost forgot. And then he turns around and goes, hey, and then like walks out because he's trying to get used to the saluting since he's, a pirate convict.
Yes.
All right. So he walks out, giving you just a couple of minutes to look at Ada Green's file. Ada Green is an ensign out of the Federation class. She scored high marks in piloting. That's why she's taking over your position. Basically, her file reads a lot like yours. When it comes to her background, that's the most interesting part. She is a female Ferengi that escaped a terrible marriage situation. We all know how the Ferengis treat their women. And basically kind of stole away from Ferengi society as a refugee. She was taken in by the Federation, which actually caused a big kerfuffle. This is not something you specifically would know, but this would have been on the news that the Federation decided to give her asylum, even though she was technically betrothed to a Ferengi, whatever. What's even more interesting is a very prominent Federation all the way family actually decided to adopt her adult self just to make things easier. That giving her the name Ada Green. I want you to give me a security roll with insight on this one. And no cultural studies.
Nope,
This is
I don't think I'm going to
connection
have
stuff.
squat for this.
Okay. Just need one success if you get it.
Whoa. 1.
Okay. You do make another connection here. Her sister, adoptive sister, is Chelsea Green, the commander that was on the planet. Yes, she is her adopted sister. So yeah. So that's her story. And also, you got a 1, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. Also, you're not sure how much she's going to love being around a Ferengi male on the ship.
Who just poofed, I see.
Oh, did
God.
he poof? Oh, no, he did. He poofed. He poofed. Poofed away. Did you? It's like the perfect timing, even though he didn't mean it. Like a Ferengi female,
Yeet.
and he's just like out.
Oh boy. This is... Tobin is really feeling like this was planned.
Yeah, it was planned to give you the best and the brightest.
The
to help you
absolute, the
survive.
best of the best. Oh.
It's definitely not the name of the episode, the failure equation. It's definitely not that. Are we getting Nick back, or should we wait for him, take a break, or should we just keep plugging ahead and he'll jump back in when he gets here?
Yeah, I don't have any other...
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm not sure what happened to my video. Oh, there it is.
Okay. All right.
You're good.
All right. So anyway, do you want to look at anything else on the sheet before she gets here?
I'm going to take what time I have to try to go through whatever else is in her file before.
Okay. There's nothing else of real note other than, like I said, her grades are amazing. She's fresh out of the academy, so this is kind of a big posting for her.
Yeah, that sounds
even
really
though it's
familiar.
kind of not. Yeah. In a weird way, on paper, you feel kind of a kinship to her. And then just at that moment, the door goes off.
Enter.
All right, you see a small Ferengi female. She's in the red uniform. She comes in. She salutes. Captain?
Ensign, thanks for coming to meet me. Please have a seat.
Of course. She comes in and sits down. You can see she's bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, very excited for this thing. Sits well postured. All the things a normal Ferengi that you would see is not. I'm going to go ahead and say, without even rolling, you kind of get the feeling that, like, just from that first couple of steps to sitting down, this woman strives to not be Ferengi at all times. Like, that is, like, her main 100% goal is she doesn't like what happened with Ferengi, how she was treated. Like, right off the bat, that's her motivation. She sits down. Ada Green, at your service.
Well, it's Ensign. It's a pleasure to have you on board. Your file here speaks very highly of your experience.
Well, or lack thereof. But nonetheless, I am a very good pilot. I scored top marks, and I'm looking forward to some field work, especially under you, sir. I mean, you're no hero yet, but I got a chance to kind of look at some of the stuff that you pulled on the Cascade mission, and heck, did some research on you back from the academy, and wow, you got some stuff going on. You're a very good pilot. I'm very excited to learn from you and be under you. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. Quiet down.
No, that's well, I'll be happy to teach you what I know, and I'm definitely glad to have another excellent pilot on board. Clearly, it's something that we need on this ship. Now,
Yeah,
I don't know how much you've heard about our mission. Now, we are going to be
only some of the basics, sir. You're sorry. Go ahead. You're telling her about the mission.
Yeah, no.
Up.
I take it as she interrupted him, and
okay. Only what I saw. You guys took down a terrorist organization that was trying to stop the Accords, and you did it with a warp jump bump. Man, that's amazing. I'm sorry I called it that. I know it's kind of silly, but it just kind of rolls off the tongue. Warp jump bump. Man, that was pretty impressive and pretty ballsy.
It's Tobin, of course, has a whole range of mixed feelings about this. Is going to try to hide most of them. We'll see how the paper on that comes out later. But first, we have we are primarily a tow vessel, despite all of the things that all Starfleet ships get into. That's the sort of thing we will be working on. Now, I want to know what you're looking forward to on this ship, and if you have any questions for me.
She goes, man, I mean, I got questions nonstop for you. You're piloting stuff like that, but if you don't mind, Commander, I'd have to make a list.
Yeah, preferably on the ship and the mission for now.
No, sir, I'm just ready to get out there and get in the field and just show everybody what I got. Look, the Federation did something for me that, they gave me a chance at an actual life. So I'm just ready to show everybody, including you, what I got.
So I'm sure you've seen the rest of the crew manifest. We are a crew of largely of those who have something to show, I think.
I think so too. And that's what I like. It's a hungry crew. I know it's a tugboat. I know it's a tow vessel, but we all have something to prove here, and that's why I'm really excited about this. I mean, of course, sir, I have concerns about your science officer, but I will, of course, keep my feelings in check as long as he keeps his in check and away from me, very far away from me.
Fortunately, it's a relatively spacious bridge. He can be a little intense at times, but I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's anything in that you should be too concerned about. At least based on your understandable concerns. But it'll be on different sides of the bridge. Should be fine.
All right. Well, thank you, Commander, and thank you for the opportunity.
Well, look forward to seeing what you can do in the field.
All right, so we're gonna wrap that scene up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tobin is 100% not going to tell anybody what's going on at the moment because he has no idea how to juggle that.
Okay. All right. So he's not going to tell anybody about what's going on yet?
He's gonna he's torn between wanting to tell everybody and being very smitten on being very effectively buttered up by the Admiral.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna rub your shoulders.
Yeah, went right to his head. He is
rub your shoulders.
looking forward to the
nothing bad's gonna happen to you.
No, he's very convinced that the announcement tomorrow will go very well. And is not going to do anything to disrupt that, as far as he understands.
We'll fast forward to the announcement then. All right, everybody is told that there is an announcement going on in, we're going to say an auditorium by the Admiral himself on the fate of Danielson. All the Danielson crew, it is mandatory. So I'm guessing you all head there, or does anybody skip? What are you guys doing?
Absolutely go there.
Yeah, going.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. You guys are all going at different, you're all kind of headed there. There's a lot of people moving. Lenra, you get grabbed on the shoulder. Not roughly, like you're not being attacked or anything, but like grabbed on the shoulder.
We have to specify this.
I whip around and break the guy's nose. No.
I mean, you can if you want.
No. So what's going on?
All right, you turn around. It's Kyle O'Reilly, and he looks very stressed out. He goes, "Look, Lieutenant, why am I being called to this mission? Why am I being called to this auditorium?"
I have no idea. I submitted your report.
Then why is it mandatory that I'm there if you submitted it?
I have no freaking clue at this point.
You did not submit the report, just for the record. You specifically said you weren't.
No, that's my fault. I meant to
No, you're
warn
fine,
you. I was gonna delay it.
2 weeks.
Yeah, I was gonna delay it and then do it, after a couple days. So I forgot to mention that.
Telling
That's
you
my
one
fault.
thing and then backtrack and saying something else is not because of the Romulan stuff or anything.
Oh.
No, it's because I had 2 weeks of freaking work where I was on my feet. Okay.
I want to point out I didn't start that one this time. I just want to point that out. I didn't start that this time. My hands are free of the Romulan racism. He basically goes, You didn't submit it. So now, are you gonna submit it? What's going on?
Let me double check. I double check and resubmit it just to make sure.
Oh, you're gonna actually resubmit it?
Yeah.
No, I thought you were doing a thing. Okay.
No, it was one of those. The original plan was to give him I forgot because what was going on with work.
Yeah, that's fine. You're totally okay to forget. That's totally fine.
And basically I was going to give him a couple days to see if he changed his mind and then submit because heat of the moment kind of thing. So
come on.
I resubmit it.
Okay. All right, you submit it. He goes, "Oh, okay, all right,
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll head back then. I'm sorry for bugging you."
Hey, no
And
problem.
He turns and walks away. All right, you guys
mostly because if a officer at that point's lost their nerve of possibly losing someone on a mission, we don't need them on a mission. It's
that's fine,
one of the first things you have to deal with when entering the academy.
No.
Do I see Mr. O'Reilly as I'm walking into the auditorium?
Yeah, sure. You actually, okay. We're going to say you see the very tail end of the back and forth between him and Lenra.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see him kind of stand there for a second, nod for a second, and then start to walk away. He's also in street clothes. He's not in uniform, whereas everybody else is.
Right. And he was an ensign, he was an ensign, right?
He was an ensign. Mm-hmm.
All right, I call it, "Hey, O'Reilly."
He stops and turns, and he goes, "Oh, Hey, Lieutenant.
Hey,
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess. Oh, I could still call you Lieutenant. You're still with him. I'm sorry. You and Lenra seem so close. I thought she would have told you. I'm not an ensign anymore.
What happened?
That must be why you keep giving me those orders to meet you at the holosuite. I tendered my resignation. I just didn't serve well enough, and I didn't serve good. So I handed in my resignation. I failed Lenra. I failed the whole crew. I failed you. I'm sorry, but you were on the planet, and I don't want to relive it.
Well, that's fair. You're not a bad officer, Kyle. To be ashamed to lose you.
I don't know, sir. You know, everything I had been taught up there, everything, I did everything I thought I was supposed to do. And at every turn, Lenra had to save me or keep me alive. The only thing I did right was drag her to sickbay when a pipe hit her in the head.
And if you hadn't, she might be dead right now.
Yeah, I guess. But
hey,
I don't know. Anybody can drag a body in a situation. I should have done more.
Hey, sometimes you can do everything you can and you still lose.
And for the record, I couldn't drag a body even if I wanted to. Oh, sorry. This is probably a private conversation. Goodbye.
Well, anyway, if you change your mind, let me know. You know where to find me.
You're always a good leader, sir. I appreciate it.
And honestly, you were good security. You were good in security, man. Anyway.
I don't know about that, but thank you. And then he kind of walks off, like, because you can't keep talking to him. You have to get into the auditorium, but he definitely looks. Sorry, guys. He definitely looks shaken, like he doesn't know which way to go. So maybe food for thought.
Right. I'm gonna catch up with Lenra on the way in.
Okay.
Not gonna say anything. Just gonna catch up with Lenra.
All right. Enzo comes up to you, Lenra, and you actually get a notification. This is after he's walked away, that you are restricted from submitting the resignation.
Oh, shit. That confirmed a problem.
All right. So, do you guys say anything else to each other before you go into the announcement?
Hey,
I show Enzo the resignation and the restriction. Well, and just give him a look.
Well, I follow Lenra into the auditorium, and I'm gonna stay close.
Yeah.
Okay. The whole crew of the Danielson is here in the auditorium, kind of all milling around, wondering what's going on. There's a lot of murmuring and whatnot. There is a small, like, I don't want to say stage, but like a little podium at the front, like just a little, like, not a pulpit, but you guys know what I mean, like a little raised spot. And then basically Admiral Syrrick comes out. Sitting up front, by the way, is Tobin Lull. He's there ahead of time. He's sitting up front. Syrrick comes out. He kind of raises his hands and everybody starts to sit down. He waits for everybody to sit down. You guys sit down. Everybody sits down. Yep. No craziness here.
Yep.
All right. Syrrick goes, "It is my honor to congratulate you all. After I have done a thorough investigation on what happened at Cascade, I can only come to the conclusion that the crew of the USS Danielson acted not just admirably, but above and beyond the call. And that is why I'm going to recognize a few certain individuals here today, as well as tell you all that not only are we rebuilding the Danielson, but you will all be continued to station there, not just on the Danielson, but in a brand new day. The Accords have gone through. Not only do we have peace with the Romulans and Klingons, full peace, unrestricted access, we can now travel into the Beta Quadrant and truly begin a new era of exploration. You will all be on the front line of that. You will be assigned to the new Romulan Federation space station that has been being built for some months now, the Frontier 1. You will go there and you will continue your tireless duties of keeping the Federation running and on time, but you will do so on the front lines of exploration. You will truly trailblaze like so many before you. But before that, I need to recognize a few individuals. Firstly, I would like Lieutenant Junior Grade Enzo Surratt, Lenra Hanover, and Nark's and Lieutenant, right?
I think he was an
No,
ensign.
He was an ensign.
Ensign. And Ensign Nark to please come up on stage.
I look at Lenra, just kind of shrug, and then.
Yep. Head up.
All right. The three of
I
you.
don't go until like 5 or 6 other people like repeatedly to point to me and then poke me and then like shove me out of the chair and then kind of like do the crowd surfing to push him down to the end of the aisle and then
No. Better yet, you start hesitating and I just loom behind you.
I was gonna assume that like at some point T-Rex is just going to pick you up by one leg of your chair and just carry the entire chair over and go.
Nark heads up. Then he goes, I would also like to see Ensign Kyle O'Reilly as well as Ensign Stephen Tinkers to join me up here on stage. Tinkers kind of comes up just confused. Just like, I don't know what this is about. He gets up with you guys, stands in a row, kind of looking at you guys. He's next to Nark, and he kind of like elbows you, Nark, and goes, Nark, man, you know what's going on?
No, it wasn't me.
Well, it wasn't me either. I don't know what's going on. I just thought because you're the science guy and you seem like a with it dude, you'd know what's going on. So he waits again, a half ticket for Kyle O'Reilly, and then he goes, all right, we will continue. He turns around to each of you and goes, for service for above and beyond the call, you are all getting a promotion. Enzo Surratt, Lenra Hanover, you will now be lieutenants. You will no longer be junior grades. Nark, you will be promoted to lieutenant junior grade, as well as Ensign Stephen Tinkers is now a junior grade. And Tinker's like, oh, cool. At that point, he goes, but none such went so above and beyond as Lieutenant Junior Grade Tobin Law. Please come up here and stand with me for a second, Tobin.
Tobin definitely stands and this is funny because he's behind everybody and can't see anyone's faces.
Right. But he has you come up in front of them all because let's farm that jealousy.
Oh, yeah.
He brings you up in front of them all, and then he goes, Lieutenant Junior Grade Tobin Law, above and beyond all duty you went, including your incredible last-minute calculations and your nearly insane warp maneuver to bring the Valor down. I am not just promoting you to lieutenant. You will be now a lieutenant commander, and I am also giving you full command from here forth of the USS Danielson.
I immediately put a hand on Lenra's shoulder.
No, she doesn't really react.
I'm not like death gripping it or anything. I'm just putting a
No,
hand.
Players,
no.
players doing enough
Expect
reacting.
No,
is
she
definitely
kind of
like-
got the clue. She got the clue when she couldn't submit the resignation, so she kind of saw this coming.
So since Lenra's on the other side of me from Tinkers, I'm gonna just
Mhm.
grab her by the shoulder and like whisper spit into her ear. See, I told you, no good deed goes unpunished. It's always the same. We're on stage, aren't we? Okay.
Also,
Pretend it's a
Lenra's
hologram.
pretty-
Pretend it's a hologram. You're just in a hologram. It's all okay. You're
Is
just
Dark like
particles.
on his tiptoe or standing
Yeah.
on Tinkers to get to her
Yeah.
shoulder and ear?
Yeah, basically.
That's why he's basically like doing the like whisper spitting deal.
You look down the row and you see all this, but you also see Tinkers just kind of looking at you and going like this.
Yeah. Whoa, look at us.
What's the reaction of the rest of the crew since I can see the audience?
The crew seems okay with it for the rest, most part. Some of them look confused. Your security guys, Fish and Cole and T-Rex. Well, T-Rex doesn't look confused. T-Rex seems to immediately get it. But Fish and Cole, who really aren't privy to the information you and T-Rex are, they seem confused. Obviously, they would all pick you to be in command because they're your security guys. The rest of the crew just they seem okay with it. I do want to say, since you're scanning the crowd specifically, you also see a pirate and a female Ferengi in the group. Just for the record, like I'm not kidding. Like a straight pirate is sitting there in an engineer's uniform, but a straight pirate. You also do not see Cynthia Davros anywhere. She is not in the audience, and everybody notices that. Billy's there too. He's just kind of clapping. He's fine. He doesn't. I mean, he likes Tobin, so that's fine. I mean, one thing everybody is clear on: Tobin is not a weird psychopathic killer. So
as far as anyone knows, it's true.
Step up, step up.
And as far as the Trill Symbiosis Commission is disclosing, neither were any of his previous hosts.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Definitely none of them have ever been murderers, and we have never told anyone otherwise.
And he definitely doesn't go crazy when he hears a funny piano song that's just playing a melody in the back of his head.
It was only involuntary manslaughter. The entire village.
Is that the name of the Tobin maneuver now?
Yeah.
Involuntary manslaughter.
No, that's the
warp jump bump. Is the Tobin maneuver?
Oh right, yes.
WJB. All right. So at this point, he again says thank you. You've all done great. I'm glad you're all continuing with the Federation and yada yada yada. There's just more speech while you guys kind of like are confused. And then he dismisses everybody. He looks at you guys, salutes you, and then just begins to walk off on stage as the crew kind of gets up and walks away. You do also find out the estimated repair time on the Danielson is roughly a couple of weeks, tops. Like maybe like a week and a half. They'll have it up and running.
Yeah, Tobin was actually expecting to get a speech, but at that when it dismisses, he gets the high of the ego drops, and then just the definite pit of stomach realization from the previous interviews is just
I pat Lenro one more time on the shoulder, and then I go over to Tobin and go shake his hand. Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.
Yeah, Lieutenant. This is different.
As our new CO, can I recommend a senior staff meeting?
Sure, that would be very appropriate.
Narc is still just standing there, staring out where the audience was, kind of doing the like blank stare, smile, like chanting something to himself about a holodeck, and still just like death gripped onto Lenra's like uniform parts.
Tinkers
So-
is next to Narc, just talking to Narc as if he thinks Narc is listening about how cool his next dot is, basically.
Narc.
Like, look at this, Narc. We got new dots, man.
Oh god.
Talking to him as if he's knowing
Narc.
what's going on.
Narc, let go.
You mean now?
Yes.
Right now? Oh yes, from your body. I will detach myself from your body. Just okay, hands. We can do this. Just. Oh my God, you're Romulan. I mean, hi.
Oh god.
Romulan.
I walk up
It's
to
always come back
I walk up to Tobin.
Oh wait, retcon. Nagus, no, you're a Romulan. Sorry.
And I go, congratulations. I put the pad with the ensign's resignation on it. That's your problem now.
Oh.
Let's talk before that goes any further.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna break for the a room, perhaps not this one.
Okay.
Welcome to being captain. All the shit's yours now, bitch. Fuck off.
Oh boy.
Your first challenge is dealing with Sean telling you to fuck off all the time.
All the time.
How many
Welcome.
ways can I say hey, fuck off
Welcome.
without saying fuck off?
I can't say what our previous captain did. He was a mass murderer.
You're already doing better than him.
Or was
You
he
know?
a mass of murder? Never mind.
A massive murder.
Yes.
D, all of the above.
All the
Well, technically, he wasn't the mass murderer because he actually didn't really commit mass murder.
That's true.
He was
true.
just
He
a
was
mass of
planning on it.
murderers. Yeah, he was
He
just
was
a mass
planning
of
on it.
murderers.
There you go.
Several of him killed people.
He did kill the crew of the Valor, with the
Yeah.
exception of Chelsea
true.
Green. So that
Some
is
of
mass
them
murder.
did.
That's a good several hundred.
Unless each one of him just killed one, then he'd be a mass of murderers. I think we're spending too much time on this. All right, you guys find a room, a meeting room. Who do you bring with you to this senior person meeting? Just the four of you, Tobin?
Yeah, this would be
or...
just the senior staff.
All right, as you guys walk in, Tinkers has just been following you guys because he doesn't know what's going on. So like as you guys start to walk in, he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's just for you guys. All right, well I'm gonna go get a beer. Congrats, everybody. Tobin, couldn't have happened to a better dude, man. Couldn't have happened to a better guy.
Have one for me, thanks.
I will. I'll have two for you." And then he plods off like the wonderful, wonderful person he is. So it's just the four of you in the break room. Door shuts. What are we doing?
As soon as the door closes, I like jump like 3 feet in the air. Yes, we're in private. There's nobody else in here. This is much more comfortable. Yes. So, as you're the new commanding officer, should I supplicate myself to you, or am I already on the supplicant status as we've been serving together for a while?
Good supplication.
I practiced.
You speak freely, Dark. It's fine. I haven't seen any of you for like a week.
3 days. 3 days, guys. 3 days.
He'd probably still say it feels like a week.
Okay,
And
that's fine. But
plus
it's
all
3
whatever
days.
time doesn't make any sense at this point.
No.
Has it been a week? Has it been 3 days? Has it been a year? We don't. Well, we do know. We checked when we
Is
got
there
here.
6 of me?
Well, we'll find out later.
Well, unless you've got a specific agenda, Commander. The first I'd like to discuss Ensign, maybe Lieutenant Riley. I don't know why he wasn't. Well, he had offered his resignation a few days ago to Lenra, but he seems to be having second thoughts. So I wouldn't necessarily try and resubmit it yet.
Just a quick OCC. You had said, I don't know why he wasn't. He was going to get the promotion to lieutenant there. That's why he was being called up.
Right.
Okay. Just saying.
But on the way in, Lenro was showing me that she was actually locked out of
He's gonna
submitting
has the pad in his hand. This,
Yeah.
that.
This is that
And
normal.
I mean, you can. I'm not up with all the real fine details of command structure, but I was pretty sure department heads could submit resignations, sort of in general. You didn't need to
Technically,
actually.
even yes, which is the big problem here because we know you're probably still assigned to chief of security. Narc's probably still science. You've been made captain, but I have no confirmation of where I am.
Speaking of which, where's Cynthia?
According to the admiral, she's been confined to station pending tribunal.
The fuck?
I have not had a chance to look into any of the files. I just found out yesterday.
Don't need to look into them.
As far as I know, I can't think of any reason why.
She served with the captain previously. That's why.
Technically, so did we.
Yes, but I mean previously, as in the events that led up before. Remember that exchange in the transporter room? Yeah.
Hey, is
Enzo?
she? Yeah. Hey, is she? While she's confined to station, she's still assigned to the ship, technically, right?
No, she's confined. She is confined to station fully.
Relieved of duty.
Relieved. Yeah. If you haven't
Relieved
seen
of
her
duty
around,
is relieved of duty, assigned to station, and it's pretty much a JAG matter at this point.
And the admiral made it clear that it would be not in our best interests to see her, which is concerning.
Yeah, I bet he would.
Better yet, has anyone heard from the commander of the Valor?
No. Now that you mention it.
I was waiting for somebody to ask to talk to her, but
If she perished at this point, it wouldn't be my fault.
Mark.
What was the name of the Valor's commander?
Chelsea Green.
Computer, locate Chelsea Green.
And she was not. She was the first officer. The actual captain was Mac Arduna. He is dead.
Yeah.
It is Green that was the one I stabilized, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure.
Computer, locate Chelsea Green.
It locates her. She's basically in her quarters. Not on duty currently.
That reduces my concern to some extent. It would be worth noting that our new what would be the phrase? Helm officer is the commander's sister.
Interesting.
There are a lot of things in line that seem out of place from what I know.
Commander, I have a couple of questions. If Chelsea is no longer assigned to the Danielson, who's our engineer?
Oh, it would have been Davros that's no longer assigned to the.
I'm sorry, Davros.
Chelsea was the first
I meant
Valor.
I meant
Yeah.
Cynthia.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. I just.
If Cynthia is no longer assigned to the Danielson, who's our chief engineer?
I think you saw him in the audience. Makes this
The
kind
pirate.
Of
No. Really?
Seems to be a human thing. I don't know anything about. He's from
this isn't
a place
not a
called,
human thing. Nope.
He's a place called Hysperion. I looked a little bit up about it, but it seems to be.
Oh God, not Hysperion.
A lot of this doesn't translate correctly. I've had the computer explain a little bit.
I just don't. It hurts. It hurts the brain. Don't.
Okay.
He does have a good engineering background.
Just
so much confidence he's giving now.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, this is.
Sir, I think we've got a real problem brewing.
Just turn and look at Enzo like, really?
Really?
Now?
Above and beyond our current personnel situation. Because if the Admiral is setting Cynthia up to take the fall for this, that's not right.
As far as I know, I don't know anything about outside of the report. As far as the report was concerned, I can't think of any reason for that either.
Again, it's her past connection. It's the most, ironically, logical choice. Ultimately, basically.
Yes?
Do you have any way of telling if this room is secured?
Any way of telling if this room is secured? You mean like, am I recording things and searching for different transmissions and making sure that if there are any electronic communications in the room that I'm monitoring them with my tricorder over here? It's like, with my tricorder over here, this one fold up.
Hypothetically, yeah.
It's a potential possibility. A very highly likely possibility. Yes, 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 I do. Yes. Or no, if that's better.
So is Narc trying to find out if the room is secured?
Yeah, he
Probably
just generally
all the time.
Yeah, like generally speaking, he's just recording things like subspace, just anything that's coming through, like not intentionally to do anything for like a security scan, but I mean, he's basically just carrying like a ham radio around with him that's just scanning through stations because he gets bored and he just wants to listen to things and record it for reasons.
I just kind of give Enzo a look of kind of like off the record kind of thing.
Very, very off the record.
Comm badge on the table, which once removed, it turns it off.
Can I just, since I have communications engineering, can I do like just a simple frequency modulation to come out of
the room, basically?
Not a sweep. Forget that altogether. Instead, I'm just gonna do just a standard like frequency modulation where I'm basically just putting out a sub-auditory frequency, so that anything like a microphone. I mean, you could do these nowadays. Basically, anything that has like a microphone that's trying to pick stuff up, it's gonna just hear all of this garbled stuff, but it's quiet enough out of our frequency range where we're not going to actually hear that distortion.
All right, we're gonna use
white noise generator, basically.
Yeah, let me look here.
But sub-auditory at least.
We're gonna use Insight.
That's also I take off the comm badges because it's a double down basically.
Insight and security.
Okay.
Because we've seen that.
So
You've
click
actually seen
insight,
that in the
click
show.
security, and then use my focus of communications engineering.
What? Say that again.
So insight, security, and use my focus of communications engineering.
Sure.
Great.
Yeah, I'm totally
And then
okay with
click
that.
perform task.
Yeah.
So that one. And it automatic. Yes, that's it. Got it. Okay. Oof. 2 successes and a complication.
We've had 2 rolls today. 2 rolls.
3. This is the third one.
This is third. Okay. All right.
This is the first
Okay.
game we've had where the first roll didn't make a complication, I think.
You guys make my job too easy. Well, I'll just take a threat. I'm not going to worry about it. You do it. The room is locked down as far as communications go.
All right.
You have permission to speak freely. I just wanted to say that. I don't actually have the rank to tell you that, though. So I'm sorry if I'm breaking regulation or protocol. This doesn't break
I have
regulation or protocol.
information
right?
that the Admiral caused the death of hundreds of colonists to cover up a mistake to send the peace treaty forward.
Guessing the same mistake that allowed our former captain to split multiple times.
I don't have a lot in the way of corroborating evidence, but it certainly knits a lot of things together very nicely.
Tobin's
Wait,
gonna sit.
You mean Admiral Syrrick?
Lennon ran away.
This is very off the record. I'm not making any accusations.
Did we lose Sean?
We
lose
did.
Sean. Yeah, hold up one sec, because we lost Sean for a sec.
Okay.
Dude, Sean, that was perfect timing. It looked like you ran away.
Grid fam just exploded on me for no reason.
It's fine. It just looked like he told you this, and you're like, I'm out. Fuck it.
No, it was the last I heard was it stitched together quite nicely, and that was it. Narc started saying something, and then it just cut out.
I said Admiral Syrrick? That Admiral?
Yes.
Tobin's gonna sit.
As well as the captain, the Klingon captain that he had in the interrogation room with him. And
Klingon
one of
captain
Romulan ambassadors.
And Chelsea Green.
Do I need to make an insight roll to remember the voices that I've recorded that from those flashes originally, where there was the order to fire and the order to there was one order that was like all command personnel report to blah 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 for immediate transport, and then there was the other order that was fire. I never knew who those voices were, but now that I've personally met the Klingon and I was just in a room with Admiral Syrrick, do either of those match at all, or do I need to make a roll for it?
Syrrick, no, actually no, none of those voices match.
Okay.
We never met the captain of the Valor.
We didn't, did we?
No,
he managed to get one of them.
So obviously, this kind of information, if it proves to be true, would be problematic at this point in the peace treaty process. I can't imagine
heavily.
I can't imagine the Klingons or the Romulans would take this very well, and we would go from a happy peace trifecta to a bloody war.
Well, no one's going to take it, anyway, if it turns out that there was a cover-up of any kind.
So anyway, I think that the dear Admiral is going to do what he can to let us kill ourselves.
Yeah.
Enzo, this
Commander.
I actually disagree. So I actually see this as one of those situations where, think about it. We got promoted, and we didn't get eaten, and we didn't get left behind on the planet, and we didn't get trapped in deep space for an indiscriminate amount of times by ourselves in a life support pod, and then eventually got rescued and then held in interrogation in enemy hands for multiple months, and then that didn't happen. And Now we have a ship. It's a great ship. It's made out of all kinds of pieces of other ships. It's very old. It's got a lot of what do you call that? Junk? No. Spunk. Yes, that's it. It's got a lot of spunk. Which is like saying lots of old junk, but it kind of like smushed together. It's kind of one of those smushed together words. I think we should just, take this and go. It's kind of like when you play Tango and you can confront or evade. I always evade. And this would be a good way to evade. I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll just put us on the ship and send us out into the middle of nowhere so we could just disappear and do nothing in the dark. I like that idea.
I'm not suggesting we necessarily do anything right now. But I wanted to bring it to your attention because it's something I think we need to keep in mind as a possibility going forward. At some point, I need to know what did happen. And if Admiral Syrrick is behind the massacre of a colony and a temporal experiment gone terribly wrong and covered it up to facilitate a peace treaty, that's kind of a problem, and I have a problem with that. But I also don't want to cause a war that kills billions of people, so
Enzo,
problem is we need to find
true,
people.
Then why are we still alive? And why are we going to the front line?
Well, technically, there aren't any more front lines, and also technically, if there were front lines, they would technically be in the neutral zone. And because we're going to the other side of the neutral zone, we're actually going behind the enemy lines. So that's not the front lines at all. That's like
even Romulan territory where there may
farther
be
away from
people
the
who
front
may
lines
not
on the
accept
wrong side.
may not accept peace. Peace doesn't just happen overnight. Treaties can be signed, but there's going to be individuals and other things that will push against it no matter what.
And the Admiral, we're the only people who might know the truth, but we might not. And the Admiral doesn't know.
So the Admiral doesn't know that we know,
how does that
he might know who destroyed the colony, which was probably given as an order by somebody high up, so it might be him. For what it's worth, I don't remember hearing his voice in any of the recordings that I tried to take, but probably don't have anymore of the incident.
But the captain was, from the report, it was just the captain's clones and the accident on the planet.
The accident where a ship torpedoed the colony?
That wasn't an accident at all. That was an actual order that was given by somebody on the ship. It wasn't not a mistake. They specifically tried to beam off the command crew, and then
you didn't remember the report, and Tobin wasn't there.
Leading up to
do you remember how they said not to believe any of those visions?
Visions? Maybe I missed that part of the briefing.
Sorry, the temporal images. We're supposed to believe that they were not true, right? I didn't put them in the report because there was no way to substantiate those.
Yes, I have substantial evidence of. I mean, not evidence. It's unsubstantiated, like you said. It's insubstantial. It's just data particles. It's just quarks and neutrinos in a
on the planet,
quantum lock state being used to hold data.
where the colony was.
The thing is, this is, and I stated this to you earlier, Enzo, was it's a little odd that the Valor was sent back if it was the ship involved in the original incident, and then it just so happened the one captain, as well as our former chief engineer, who were also there, were coincidentally sent into a mission to rescue the Valor.
That is an interesting point.
It's the one thing that didn't stick right with me when we got back. But the problem was, I don't think the Admiral was expecting a 500 clones of like former of the former damn it, of the former captain to take over the Valor.
And when we rescued Chelsea, she did say that we needed to stop the captain at any cost.
Sounds
a lot like we throw ourselves on the fire sort of thing.
I have a feeling Chelsea was not involved in the original incident, but was assigned to the Valor at a later date. But other people aboard on the ship were still there during the original.
When I stunned the captain the first time, he was about to murder Chelsea Green with a phaser.
That I did not know.
Nobody else knew that either.
It was in the report.
Was it? You said that?
Yeah, that part was in. That part.
Oh, okay.
In
that case,
I left out the torpedoes, but I left in almost everything else.
Okay. Never mind. Ignore that last comment.
Doesn't anybody read my reports?
Yes, I read all of your reports, especially the personal ones that you send back home occasionally. I mean, I don't.
And I don't think you probably said in the report specifically that it was the like any too particular about the captain.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So I mean, we know that he was always planning on this for vengeance, but whether it was anything about the planet itself affecting him, or if this was because of a previous incident.
Oh, I mean, any of the ravings he gave me on the planet went in the report, but he was pretty close-lipped with me on the planet.
He was close-lipped on the ship,
all of this
too.
Other information to me came from
the journal.
The journal,
right?
Yeah. So everything else in the journal was left out. So then you would have basically.
I mean,
he started raving and shooting at people. What the heck?
And there was, I mean, the information that all the witnesses were the captain would have been in there, but possibly
we kind of had a hinkling there was something wrong with the captain, even in the transporter room. So I wish Backwater had been there because
he kept pushing back on us, and he kept saying, "Oh, don't."
Well, he kept pushing back on us, and his mood was different. Frankly, if Backwater were there, I could have been backed up, calling him emotionally compromised on the mission. But unfortunately, at that moment, I really didn't have the chance.
I have a question. Is being emotionally compromised like a hall pass that I can just get at any point to not go into an mission? I think that would be a very handy thing. So I just raise my hand and say, "I'm emotionally compromised," and then I don't have to go.
Definition. There's a definition to it, and no, just not wanting to go is not considered emotionally compromised. In the captain's case, if reports are to believe from what you've said and everything else, he lost his family down on that colony.
He didn't lose them. They were right there. And when the torpedoes hit, they were intentionally left behind. According to my recordings, anyways. I mean, hypothetically, if we had tried to record something,
the captain we had on our ship, only knew his family died on that planet. So at that point, we don't know the emotional state.
He also knew that it was an intentional bombardment of the planet by a torpedo from a Federation starship that actually wiped out his family and the rest of the colony. So,
Either way.
That's not exactly an either way there, Lenra.
Well,
that's
either
pretty
way.
Much, that's pretty much
in the sense of either way, family died. Whether how or why, they died on that planet.
There's only one Federation starship.
I think at this
he
stage,
was not thinking
everyone,
straight.
We have a lot of questions that need answers still.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have all the answers that we need. Your family died. we lived, and we get to keep
Chelsea
living.
Green,
and
as far as I know, is the only living witness from what happened on the Valor's Bridge.
Yep, I guess you're right.
Okay. You got to take control of this because we're running out of time.
Yeah,
here.
we're gonna.
So here's the deal. I'm going to assume that now you guys are going to try and get a hold of Chelsea Green, and now
Yep.
you're going to try and talk to Syrrick. Neither one of them will talk to you. They avoid you at all costs until the Danielson is ready to launch. Now, you
I
have
was
choice-
avoiding Syrrick.
Yeah, I'm not talking to the Admiral at all.
Right.
No,
None of us are
I don't
gonna
know if
talk to the
Tobin
Admiral.
does or not because the door was
No.
always open, but the door is definitely shut now. You guys don't get a hold of Chelsea. She is just not around. What you hear is that Chelsea is being given a promotion herself, and she is being given the captaincy of a ship. So she's dealing with that every time you try and get a hold of her or find her or whatever. She's dealing with that. So
Promote her up, move her out.
is there anything else specific that you want to do before the launch of the Danielson, or will you go ahead with the orders as planned? That is the real question here.
We really have no choice in the matter, do we, at this point?
I mean, you could be pirates. You have one on your ship already, but I mean, yeah, for the most
No,
part.
Zach. No.
If you want to stay Federation, then yeah, you're going to have to do this. But it's up to you guys. I just want to make sure before I write another episode, and then we come back to this next time, and you're like, nah, fuck them. And then I'm like, oh, well, okay. So what are you guys doing? Is there anything else specifically huge that you want to do before you launch? Because otherwise, you basically get shut out at every turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely not suspicious at all.
Oh no. We also need to talk to a certain now lieutenant who is stuck being unable to quit.
Okay, so here's the deal with that. It was because of the transferring change, the personnel transferring change. Lenra is still your first officer as long as you're okay with that. Otherwise, I mean, other than that, it's up to you. But other than that, she's still your first officer. But because everything was getting moved around on the Danielson, that's why it was rejected. But you can still accept it now if you want. Otherwise, you guys can fight to keep him. It's up to you.
I mean,
I explained the whole conversation, I had with him beforehand, and
then I relate my conversation.
He
seemed
and then I relate my not knowing that you could just fill out a piece of paperwork and kind of get shipped off somewhere else, and I'm kind of asking about that here and there lightly.
Just putting it in there.
Just
You could just
floating that,
leave.
see how it goes.
From all the systems and manuals we've gone through, this you never saw this. Did you miss that part of Academy?
Actually, yes. I might have only been at the academy for a shortened period of time, which had nothing to do with Romulans or the Admiral Syrrick at all, or the Beta Quadrant whatsoever. Wait, we're not going to the Beta Quadrant, are we?
to a Romulan shared station.
You are definitely going to the Beta Quadrant.
Beta Quadrant?
We're going to end right there. Right there.
Okay, before we
right
leave,
there is where we're going to end this here.
Yeah.
That's what? We're going to the Beta, like he's just getting it. That he's going to the place of his worst nightmare. That's perfect.
Credits.
All right.
Just
all right.
Me leaning over. He does realize, right? Wait, what?
Magus, no.
If you guys want, what we'll do with the Kyle O'Reilly situation, because I did want to get to that in this episode, but obviously we just ran out of time. If you guys want to keep Kyle O'Reilly or not, we'll talk about it in our solo conversations, and then we'll role play it out first thing in the next session, depending on who wants to try and talk to him or not. Okay. Other than that, that's it for episode 6, the failure equation. I hope everybody enjoyed it out there. Aether, I would like to ask your permission to promote something real quick, if that's okay.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Everybody out there, I am working on a tabletop role-playing game. I have a company called Axiom Games LLC. Mr. Mark Bell down there, Scorn, as we call him here, when I remember to use you guys' screen names, but is my partner in this endeavor right now. We are producing our first game in the late summer, early fall. Upper Hand, it is a wrestling role-playing game, and I am releasing development diaries and other such stuff through our Facebook page, as well as our YouTube. That is not Old Man Gaming. I am releasing some stuff through Old Man Gaming, but please check us out on both of those places. I would really appreciate your support. If either of those things interest you in any way, shape, or form, thank you, Aether, for allowing me to promote that on your stuff. And thank you guys for playing. I hope you guys are having fun. I know I am. I feel like our show is finally hitting its stride. So I will shut up now. Thanks again.
Oh, hey. And your buddy 330's here. What's up? Thanks for coming in.
Better late than never.
All right. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to switch to closing out. Bye. Actually, not ending yet. Oh, hey, thank you. All right, so that will be it for our game, and we're gonna see what's going on. What happens to the crew next? For this channel, we'll be back tomorrow. I will be playing something non-specific. And Bill, thanks for the follow. I try to catch your podcast every once in a while. I'm really bad at it. I'm sorry. Cool. Tell everybody you can check it out on the same place our heckin' VODs are stored on OMG. OMG's YouTube pages will be up tomorrow morning. Not tomorrow, Friday morning. I want to sleep, so it's not going to be tomorrow morning. Playing something tomorrow. I'll do something. I'll try to stream better. Sorry, everybody. You know what? Maybe Daemon X Machina, because heck, I haven't played that in way too long now. Otherwise, thanks everybody who came in. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been great. We're gonna have some cool new stuff next episode too. And everyone have a lovely evening. Good night for now. Mustache. I know, I miss him too.